Hi there, I'm Jennifer Perkins. I am here to show you how to make a customized St. Patrick's Day shirt using potatoes and some ColorBox Crafters ink. So let's get to it. Hey guys, okay, I am going to show you how to make a potato stamp in the easiest way I know how. So what you're going to need first is a potato, obviously. You want one that is going to be the same size as your cookie cutter. So you're going to kind of measure it kind of roughly. You know, I went with a pretty good size russet. You know, you could use a sweet potato, you could use a new potato, you could use any kind of potato. You could probably use a turnip if you wanted to. It doesn't really matter. You just want to get the right size. So I'm cutting my spud in half, just using a plain old knife, nothing exciting. And then I'm going to get two halves like this. If you are super awesome at carving, you could just take your little paring knife and just freehand your shape if you wanted to. I, however, am not that awesome at freehand carving, so I am going to use a cookie cutter. So why am I using a heart? We're talking about a St. Patrick's Day shirt, not a Valentine's Day shirt. Well, if you remember, the design on the t-shirt has a clover pattern. Well, I couldn't find a clover cookie cutter, so if you use 3 hearts next to each other, it gives you a clover pattern. Or if you use 4 heart patterns, 4 heart cookie cutters, and put it all together, it'll give you a 4-leaf clover. So, without further ado, the next step is we're just going to choose one piece of our potato. Let me kind of measure it in here. Okay, so that's a good fit. You can see I got all my edges in here. And you're going to put the sharp side down, and you're going to push, just like this. Hear it crunching? That means it's going into your potato, which is exactly what you want. So smush, smush, and smush. All right, I'm going to give you a side profile view. See how that is going into the potato? You don't need to push it in all the way, but this is what is going to create your stamp. So the next thing you do is come back in with your knife and peel off this excess around the edge, because everything that's raised is going to act as your stamp and be what you put into your ink pad. So you want, the only thing raised in this scenario is going to be the heart. So I'm just going around with my knife and cutting this out, this extra, so that the heart shape, again, is the only thing up, because it's going to be my clover. So, you know, you could do this with all kinds of shapes, not just for St. Patrick's Day, making your own stamps. Then you can see there is my heart stamp. Very nice, very neat, ready for stamping. The first thing I might do is, you know, give it a couple of blots. I've got some mixed media paper here that's nice and absorbent, so you could blot it there. Before you go straight to your fabric, you might consider doing some, you know, test run stamps on a piece of paper, which is what I'm going to do. Okay, so as I mentioned, let's do some test stamps on a piece of paper before we move on to our fabric, just to make sure everything is kind of working how we want. I am going to be using this ColorBox Crafters ink, which works on fabric, wood, and more. I'm going to use Jungle since it's a nice kind of St. Patrick's Day style green. So you're going to take your heart that we carved and you're going to put it in your ink, just like you would a normal stamp. So get it nice and covered in the ink, and then give her a stamp on here. So we're going to do 1. And now remember, this is a potato, not a perfect plastic stamp, so there might be some irregular spots, just like that. To me, that doesn't bother me. That's part of the fun in stamping in with a potato. However, if it is going to make you twitch, you can always go in with a paintbrush and fill that in. You could stamp it a second time, and that would fill that in, go back and cover it. But like I said, it doesn't bother me, so I'm just going to leave it as is. So you can see how I'm lining up the hearts to make a clover. Super easy, super cute. Again, you could even like go in with your finger and like smear some here if that's bothering you. See? Easy fix, no biggie. We're just using this as our guide to create our clover. So now we've got our 3 petals. You can go with a 4th if you want it to be lucky. The next thing I did is I used just a little spare piece of my potato and I carved a stick. Again, I'm going to go with my ColorBox Crafters ink for Fabric, Wood, and More. This is Desert Sand. I wanted a brown so that it would act as my stem. I'm going to get it nice and inked up. So there's the ink. And then I'm going to put it right here. And there we have the clover. So the next step, now that we know what our stamp looks like and we are feeling it, we're gonna move this whole thing over to our t-shirt, our tote bag, whatever piece of fabric you want to work with. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I am Jennifer Perkins, and I hope you loved potato stamping with me.